I'm ashamed to admit this, but I literally, when they're getting ready to do the shot, and so it's like, there's the baby, there's the nurse who's doing a great job. Kelly's right there next to the baby, and I'm actively fading into the distance. I don't want her. The last thing I want is for that shot and her to see me. Yeah. I want no association between that stuff and me. And I'm laughing at myself, thinking, it's just pathetic. I'm like, no, we're just going to back away. It's like
because you don't want to associate.
I don't want her to associate anything negative with me. It is nothing negative.
Look at your mother. Look at your mother and the nurse.
It's your mother who's doing this to you. This is the Gray Hair and Daycare Podcast, with a combined age of 111 years and a combined IQ right in that same range. Your hosts, Frank Sirio and Carlo Russo. Welcome back. Episode 29. Here we are. It's been a while since we have recorded.
It seems like a whole summer.
Life has been getting away from us like a runaway train.
Tough.
It's really, we've been super busy. Mm-hmm. We've been running around, but we're here and we're ready to catch up.
In the new studio.
You may have noticed. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the same stuff, but a little bit hopefully nicer arrangement. We're going to continue to tweak some of our camera angles. Yeah. This is clearly not my best side.
Yes, it is. But because I'm looking at this side and it's not working.
That's fair.
He would know. All your sides are my favorite.
All 8 of them.
Look, you did a great job. I like the depth, the openness. We're in a different portion of the
it's
studio.
a little warmer, a little like more relaxed. Mm-hmm. So we hope
hopefully it translates.
Yeah, hopefully you feel like we're inviting you into our speakeasy.
We're getting drinks.
We think we should.
We should.
It might make everything easier. So here we are, as always. I am Frank Sirio, and for another couple weeks, I am 55 years old, and my little girl, Baby Josie, is almost 6 months old. I can't believe that I'm talking about her being 6 months old already. It's just insane.
I walked in today, and like we said, it's been this summer has been crazy. We haven't had a time to get together, so it's been a while since I've seen the baby. And being on vacation and then working and you being doing your thing, just the changes I've seen in the baby, it's incredible. And she's getting so long, and we'll talk about that. But it's been crazy. 6 months is even a number right now. It seems like we just had the baby.
It's like a blink of an eye. I can't believe 6 months.
Yep.
And it is like my sister Lucille says. Mm-hmm. Whenever she comes face to face with the Lord, she's going to say, just one suggestion, make everything that happens in the first year take 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? It goes by so fast.
Yeah. No.
And you just it's constantly something new. And we'll talk about all of those things.
Yeah. We'll catch up
as they come up. But the first, this is something that we have not done in a while. Ooh. We are going to do Check Please. So, for Check Please, the last time we did this.
Oh, I can't wait.
Now, today is August, 20th?
Today is the 19th or 20th, yes.
Something
20th.
like that. We don't know. August 20th. The last time we did this was June 10th.
Wow.
June 10th was Check Please. And the bill at that point of Baby Josie's expense account was $63.10.
Really? Okay.
71.
$63.10.71.
Now, since then, Kelly wasn't even back to work yet, right? So there's been stuff she's needed for the back to work. The finishing of the nursery. So there's some of that stuff in there. And then there is just the usual avalanche of diapers, wet ones, Desitin, all those things.
Okay.
So 63.10.71 on June 10th.
63.10.71. I'm historically horrible at this.
I think you're getting better. Everybody, you're getting closer.
I think I'm going to be off.
Okay.
I think I'm going to be off because I'm taking all this time in consideration, but maybe I shouldn't. I'm going to say 70-38-20.
70-38-20.
Yeah.
You're interesting. 75-37
Okay.
even. You were that was pretty good.
All right.
So you were calling it at like 700. It was really more like 12.
Right.
But 75-37. I think that's what we're averaging about between $500 and $700 a month. It seems.
Okay. So now that I know that information,
You can kind of clock in. There was a lot of stuff. It's mostly still Amazon. There's a lot more for Home Depot.
Okay.
The paint was expensive, and we're going to have some pictures that we'll share as part of this episode that you'll get to see kind of the mostly finished result, which I'm very happy is over.
Can't wait.
When we moved into our house, my cousin Joey's a painter. And I like doing all kinds of DIY projects. I don't like to paint.
You're not. Yeah.
He painted. He worked full time at my house when we moved in here for 5 weeks.
And before you moved in here, you hired my cousin for your other house.
Yeah, that's right.
Who's a painter?
Eddie. So I have not painted anything.
Yeah, you're not a painter.
In years. And I did this because Joey wasn't available, and I thought it's just one room. And there was a lot of swearing and a lot of paint dripped on the hardwood floor that had to be cleaned up, but it's over. So there is some of that.
Do you feel different because it's for your daughter? So now it's like I did that. I
Yes, there was
hire somebody. Or,
I'm going to say 4 or 5. That's what I thought. I'm like, it's for her going into it. And there were 4 or 5 times that if it had not been for her,
yeah, you would walk off.
I would have just been like, we're done.
Yeah.
Like, it was.
You would have been like the casino.
Exactly. Stepping away. Kelly was in like in the great room, kind of around the corner for where I was working, and she would hear me just swearing, and every once in a while she's like, "Did something happen?" No, I just hate it.
Just turn into like a 65-year-old old school Italian guy.
Oh my!
Just mad
I would
at everything.
I would rather wiring hard
you do the hard stuff and you do it easy.
I like that stuff.
Because to me, painting is nothing.
Yep. No, I hate it.
My wife
It's
Trina
always
and
messy.
I love it.
It's always messy to get perfect lines. It's not. It's like,
I know. I mean, it's not for everyone.
no.
More people probably on your end hate painting than I love painting. No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
What?
Not interested
can't wait
in
to
doing
see
any
it.
more of that. So we'll have some pictures later on.
Yep.
So we can talk about that. And that is, check please. Don't miss any of the fun. Subscribe to the show on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So now there's one that we have not done in a long time.
Oh, please tell me what is it? What is
It was the one that we used to do a lot.
Oh.
But because
Wait a minute.
because our producer has not been watching,
Oh, I know what this is.
we haven't had a lot of them. But there was a small one. So here we are with I Was Wrong. So this I Was Wrong is really just I wasn't completely right.
Okay.
And I think it was episode 26 we talked about. I brought up there was a article or something I had read about that said the best indicator for whether a couple was compatible
Okay.
was whether or not if they both didn't like or both liked scary movies, horror movies, things like that. We talked
Okay, yeah,
about
I
that.
remember. Like I was saying, Trina and I are both we don't care about scary movies.
Same with me and Kelly.
Okay.
So and I ended up stumbling across that same thing, and it wasn't just that. There were 3 markers that they said if you are the same on all 3 of these, you're gonna make it.
Okay.
Like you're gonna be a good couple. So the first one was horror movies. If you are aligned on either you love them or you don't, that's number 1. Number 2 was, would you travel in a foreign country alone? Would you do that?
Would I like it? No, I wouldn't like it. I would probably do it because now that I travel a lot for my life, I know the routine.
You could do it, but you wouldn't choose to.
Not at all.
No. And I bet Trina would say the same thing.
Yeah,
There's no way she would do that.
No, there probably would have been a time in her life she might have, I think, but with certain situations that have gone on in life, she would not be good with doing that.
No, I can say I wouldn't want to do that. And
No, I
think
wouldn't do it at all.
Kelly's the same.
Yeah.
Like she would with a group or with a couple traveling somewhere new. But yeah,
I don't like doing anything alone, actually.
Right, yeah,
I want my partner or somebody there.
yeah, I think that's fair. So number 1, the horror movie thing. Number 2, so we're 2 for 2
Yeah.
on both of our couples.
Yeah.
The last thing I think is interesting, and where as a couple, we might diverge because I might want to do this.
Okay.
Would you ever want to live on a boat or a sailboat? Just live on a sailboat,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know how small it would be though.
It would have to be comfortable.
Have to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has
Not
to be okay.
crammed
Yes.
into the corner with a blankie.
I would have to have all the comforts. Doesn't have to be top of the line,
Right.
but I would have to not worry about. I got to go to the bathroom and go in that
a
crawl space.
comfortable studio apartment sized cabin.
Absolutely, I would take
Yes.
that adventure, and I know my wife would.
She would?
Yes.
Okay. See, now that's
Yeah.
where you got. Now, I think I would. I do not think Kelly would. In fact, we'll ask. This could be the next
Yeah.
the next episode of I Was Wrong.
For the rest
when
of our
she says
lives?
she would. Well,
Or
no,
a
it
portion.
was just
a portion
to do it for a while.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe, and I'm answering for my wife, and I could be wrong too, but I think I know that adventure. If it was me and her, and we had this
Yeah.
kind of like
You would want to do it.
we're living there for a year, and I'll tell you how the closest I got to that, and how comfortable it was.
Okay.
A couple years ago, we went on vacation. Our Airbnb was a yacht.
Oh, really?
Now you hear yacht, but a yacht is because of a certain size, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They're called a yacht, or whatever. But this had 4 bedrooms,
Yeah.
had the kitchen, and when I walked in there, I felt like I can't do this for one night. It was weird. It looked small. It felt small. It felt like within like 24 hours,
It was perfect.
it was great. It was like, this is cool. So when you asked me that, that's exactly what I thought
thought
of.
about
And I'm
that?
like, I could do that.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
So yes.
That's it. So that's interesting.
Would you do a little house?
A tiny home?
Tiny home, what they're called? Yeah.
I don't know if I would want to live in one all the time, but an RV, you see these people all the time that have that's what they do, right? They've got jobs where they work remote and they just go from state park to state park. And I kind of like it because they're also nice. It's not like,
Oh yeah.
they're not awful.
Sometimes I look at YouTube programs and I see those people that are, hey, quit my job, sold everything, and now I'm living in my van. But they have it all set up with, air conditioning, heating, TV, the dishwasher. And I go, certain age, of course.
Right.
To do it by yourself,
Right.
maybe it's going to be tough, but now everybody has a video, so you're really not by yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of like pretending like you have all these people with you when you turn the camera on.
Yeah.
And you do these videos. But I look at it and go, that could be fun.
I feel like I haven't seen anywhere
The world?
like just this country. There's so
You probably
many.
see more of the world.
Yeah, there's so many places. I've never been to the Grand Canyon. I've never done.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of beautiful places in this country that I would like to see that I haven't. And yeah, I think that could be cool.
I think part of my job, all my job is to travel. So I think I take that, I scratch that itch. And
You want to be home. Yeah.
And I'm more like, let's get back home.
Yeah.
Because I see so many places that I would have never traveled to.
Yeah. So those were the 3
So
questions.
you're questioning the third one.
Yeah, I think I'm 2 out of 3 with, and yeah, I don't know how excited she would be for that.
But knowing Kelly, I think she might start off one way, and then I think you might go, hey, and she can be taught. I don't know. Am I wrong?
She would probably end up enjoying it.
Yeah.
But it's not something that she would ever
Bring up.
It would take some convincing,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think. But you never know. We'll see if we can get her to watch.
Let's do that.
Okay.
So we got 18 years to wait, but or we're homeschool Josie,
That's right.
and
That
then
could
we'll all
happen.
go on. We'll all get this huge RV,
Yep.
and we'll
With
just
big
travel.
60-foot Airstream.
That'd be great.
I love the stainless
Wouldn't that
steel.
be fun?
I would love to. I would love to do that. Let's
Oh my
do
God.
it.
All right.
Okay.
Our retirement plan.
So that is the latest episode of I Was Wrong. So now we're going to move on to what just happened. And there's lots to talk about.
A lot of things have happened.
So it's been almost a month, full month. So we had our 4-month follow-up at the pediatrician. So basically that all went well. Everything was good. We got to see, so it was a new doctor. She was very nice. had to have the second round of her 3 vaccines.
Yep.
Now, this I thought was interesting. The nurse who did it, she was smart about it, right? When we did the first one, it was her very first vaccinations, her first shots. It did not go well, right? Like she was crying.
I remember.
So now this nurse took a little extra time, got to know her, played with her a little bit, just a few minutes. But that little difference, it was like night and day.
Really?
Not the reaction. It was the same exact shots. The reaction was way less. The recovery was much quicker. She was really like, that is something, being a nurse for little kids like that. This woman knew what she was doing. It was nice. And of course, the whole time I'm thinking, I want zero association. I'm ashamed to admit this, but I literally, when they're getting ready to do the shot, and so it's like, there's the baby, there's the nurse who's doing a great job. Kelly's right there next to the baby, and I'm actively fading into the distance. I don't want her. The last thing I want is for that shot and her to see me. Yeah. I want no association between that stuff.
I remember that. Yeah.
And me, and I'm laughing at myself, thinking, it's just pathetic. I'm like, no, we're just gonna back away. It's like,
because you don't want to associate.
I don't want her to associate anything negative with me. It is nothing negative.
Look at your mother. Look at your mother and the nurse.
It's your mother who's doing this to you, not me.
That's funny. I was more of, I couldn't handle the pain.
Yeah.
And seeing the baby in pain. I didn't want.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it.
There is, I mean, and we'll talk about it more as we go through talking about kind of some of the transitions with our caregiver. Yeah. Hearing her, for me, I think the hardest thing is even the vaccination. The vaccination, it's got to happen.
Yeah.
You can't avoid it. What is killing me, even right up until yesterday, is when she's crying. I'm home. Carrie's here taking care of the baby. And I hear the baby crying, and I know I could probably go and solve it, right? But I can't, because she has to get used to Carrie.
The daycare.
And she's got to get used to not always being with me and Kelly.
Right.
And that is just so hard.
To hear it.
Even if it's in the distance, I'll be on a conference call, I'll be in my office, and I'll hear it in the distance, and I have to just hold on to the desk, because I know I could make that end right now. So it's hard. But anyway, so we had the 4-month follow-up. She had her second round. Now, we haven't done it yet, and it's been over a month since this, but they surprised us with, I didn't think this was going to happen until at least 6 months, but they said we could start her on soft foods at 4 months. But we haven't done that. And I think we're probably going to wait. I think Kelly's preference is to keep her on nothing but breastfeeding, breast milk till 6 months.
Okay.
But they did tell us that.
So you could start.
Yep. And then she was 85th percentile. She was a little over 13 pounds, 85th percentile for height.
Yeah.
23rd percentile for weight.
She's a string bean.
She's very, very long, and she's going to be pretty skinny. And it was around that time when Kelly started back to work at the beginning of June. It was just 2 6-hour days. So she has been ramping up. So it was just 2 days a week, 6 hours a day. And I was at 3, but I was the other 3 days.
Okay.
So when she was working, I kind of was still off.
You're back.
But then I've ramped up now where I'm really at 5, but we'll call it 4. And over time, Kelly has gone from 2 6s to 3 6s, and then to 3 8s. So now they're longer days and 3 days a week.
And she leaves the home.
And she goes into the office. Yeah. But we have Carrie, who comes in and gets here around 9 a.m. So usually from like 7:30 in the morning, we get up very early. I start work. I get through my emails and stuff. By 7:30, when Kelly has to get ready, I have the baby.
You kinda go
from
in,
like
yep.
7:30 until around 9 when Carrie gets here, and then the rest of my workday continues, and we kind of do that, and it's working out now. Things like you always say, whatever is happening, it's going to change in a couple weeks, and that's what it has been. It's been figuring out, because now her naps are kind of starting to consolidate. For a couple weeks while we were making those adjustments, she was ready for her nap at 8:30. So at 7:30, I take her, we'd play, do whatever. We do a little babble, teach her Italian.
Right.
And then by 8:30, she's getting tired. I'd put her down for her nap, and she would kind of nap. Carrie would show up at 9. She'd wake up around 9:20, 9:30.
To Carrie.
To Carrie, and then we would kind of go through. She'd have her first bottle at 10. Well, now that nap is starting to move, and sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes she wants to eat before the nap, right? So all those things
keep evolving, changing.
They are, but the good part was, at that point, when we got to 3 days a week, Carrie was on board. The baby's getting used to her. Baby Josie is having fun with Carrie most of the time, and she's taking her bottle like she should, and she's getting her naps. Generally, that was going well. So really, after that, it was around that time that we got into, my brother, Mike, came to visit. So every year we do.
I guess I missed that whole thing.
You did, yeah, well, because you ended up having to work.
I worked.
So every year we do 2 big parties where we invite the extended family. One usually, sometime after end of July, beginning of August, after the 4th, and then another one between Christmas and New Year's. And so, and a lot of times my brother, who lives in Tennessee, will come more often for the summer party, because he doesn't want to have this. He doesn't want to deal with this Syracuse snow.
He's wise.
He's smart enough to stay away. So, but he came up, and he was the last of my siblings to meet the baby.
That's right.
It was nice. He got to come up. He got to meet Baby Josie and spend some time with us. And
that's cool.
As I've talked about it, my brother I am the youngest of 4. He's the oldest. So there's 19 years between me and my brother.
It's a parent, and
I think looked up to him more like a dad than a brother.
Of course.
And so, but it's interesting, because through the whole thing, the pregnancy and all that stuff, I guess I might have expected a little kind of more advice,
more of a dad
guidance, or things like,
look out for this,
look out, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
you got this, you got this, buddy.
Or you're gonna you're gonna be great. You're gonna be a good dad.
Everything that I said to you.
Everything that you said, and it was been funny, because I thought maybe it'll all happen when he's here.
It'll catch up, right? Yeah. It'll catch up.
And it was the funniest. It's the funniest thing. So there was none of that. Not at all. I mean, I always enjoy spending time with my brother, and we talked about a bunch of different stuff, and obviously we talked about the baby and how things are going. Sure. But there weren't any of those kind of moments. And then afterwards, he had a conversation with my sister Paula, and I'm talking to her, and she says, "Yeah, Michael said how nice it was to see you so happy with the baby," and I'm like,
should have told me.
And I thought, what?
You are my father. You are dad.
I just got such a kick out of that. I'm like, so he tells her, so clearly it registers for him somehow, because I'm over the moon all the time with this little girl. But so he mentioned, I'm like, and I laughed, and she's like, what are you laughing about? I'm like, well, because he says that to you, but
he might think you have it all together, and I don't know. I don't
think my brother thinks anybody has it together.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, not really. I mean, I don't know. I think he thinks I'm going to be a good father.
Well, you're obviously not a homeless man that didn't accomplish.
Yeah.
He has to see what he sees.
I don't know. No, I don't. I'm not sure.
The funny thing is, I had my father and still do, and I still look at my older brother as my parent.
Did Pete ever kind of give that on? Because he was a little bit ahead. Like, he had kids
absolutely
before.
He'll give me advice,
unsolicited advice.
Absolutely.
Right? Hey, look out for this.
And he would tell you when you screwed up, and he would tell. But we have a different relationship. I don't think he would do that to Mike.
Right.
Because there's a different rapport there.
Yeah.
Where Pete and I have, we've kind of we travel through this world together from Italy to Germany to America, you know?
Yeah.
So we have that bond.
It's a different kind of connection.
Right. So I've always worried about what he was going to think more than mom and dad.
Right. Yeah.
They did not
you've said that.
They did not never put the fear in me. Like,
right.
They put the fear in me like my dad's going to beat me. Yeah.
He'll kill you if you get in trouble.
But I never like, I'm going to disappoint my dad.
Right.
But the thought of disappointing my brother, and there's been a couple of times that I won't speak of that I can go right back to my head and still feel very ashamed.
Yeah.
That I did.
Yeah.
So,
that's interesting. So I was going to ask about that because I know with Pete, I could see that with you. Yeah.
Best friend, older brother, and parent.
Yeah. That's
on both ends, mommy and dad. Because again, for people that don't know, I grew up with parents that didn't speak English, and even though I speak Italian, the older I got, my Italian just got a little worse and worse.
Sure.
So translation was harder, especially about feelings when you're a teenager. Could you imagine conversations?
Second language.
It's hard enough to talk to your parents.
Yeah.
But then put the barrier of maybe I don't know how to say that word. I don't know how to use that sentence correctly. So then you just don't talk about it at all.
Yep.
So and then Pete was the stand-in, and he was like, he's going to ask those questions.
Yep.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting, but it was very nice. He was here for a few days for the party. Mm-hmm. The party was a lot of fun. It was kind of a different group this time. It was my cousins locally, Kelly's family, her brother and his wife came. Her cousin Michelle and the husband Jason came. Nice. They're great. They came with their little girl. And so it was them like usual, but then we invited some people from church that came. And
did father come in? You said, did he ever make it?
It's funny when I invited him. He's like, "Well, what time?" And I said, "Well, we start about 1:00." He's like, "Well, I teach a class at 1:00, and then I have pre-Cana meetings at 2 and 3, and then I have 4:00 mass. I could come after that." And I said, "Sure." So at some point or another, basically by it was probably getting to be, we started at 1:00. It was getting to be about 5, and somebody was hungry, and I didn't want them to have a cold hamburger. Sure. So I was like, I'll throw a couple more on the grill. So I'm all by myself out by the grill, and I hear a car.
Oh, this is like a second round?
Yeah, this is hours later. Gotcha. I cooked everything at 1:00.
Gotcha.
So I'm out on the deck by myself, and I'm just cooking 2 hamburgers. Sure. So and I turn around, and there's father. He showed up, but he didn't stay. He's like, he got called. He had to go to the hospital for something. But it was nice.
Cool.
He did pop in. So we invited some folks from church that came. We invited some of our friends from the marina who were very nice. They were. It was nice because there's our boat and then the next 3 boats. There's 3 couples. They're all really nice, and they've been great since we've been on that side of the marina. So those 3 couples came. They all brought gifts. It was nice. One of them brought this thing. It is a Fisher Price hedgehog. It looks like a little stuffed hedgehog. Okay. But it's kind of blocky and kind of it doesn't look like a usual stuffed.
I'll round it out.
It basically, you press a button on it and it'll play different little songs, like nursery rhymey songs, and it vibrates. And that thing was an instant hit with the baby. She's at the point now where she's starting to sit up more. Yep. So I will take the boppy, the one breastfeeding pillow, I'll put it on the bed like it's a park lounger and put her in it. So she's kind of there. And then I give her that thing, and it's and she'll hold it, and then you hit the button, and it vibrates and plays songs, and she loves it. She actually,
that's awesome.
So they brought us that, which was really nice.
Could you imagine what is going through that little girl's brain? What all these things that are happening?
That's what it is.
My body's moving.
I got
music.
What is this at? Yeah, no, it's
be crazy.
She loves that. Yeah, the hedgehog was a big hit. She did really well because it was a lot of people.
Yeah,
I think it ended up being It's 35 maybe all told.
And you had a nice day, so people were outside.
No, it was weird.
No,
it
I wasn't here,
it was
so-
hot enough that like some people went out and ate on the deck.
Okay.
But I had set up a tent and table and all that, and no one was going outside. Everybody stayed inside.
Too hot.
It was a little hot, and it was sunny.
You got to work on that pool.
But you never know. You never know. But it was good. So we had very thoughtful gifts from lots of people who came. It was a nice time. I did feel like with Kelly focused on obviously taking care of the baby.
Sure.
It was harder than it usually is.
Because you guys used to be the team doing it. Yeah.
We were always we're all kind of floating from group to group,
checking each other out. Yeah.
And it was much harder to check in with everyone, and it felt like I didn't have enough time with everybody. Yeah. But it was really nice.
Keeping everything afloat.
Yeah. Or just people kind of gravitate to their own groups all the time.
Yeah.
So we had that.
Yep.
My brother was here through that weekend, but we had a nice time. And then we rolled right into kind of that next transition from 3 6s to 3 8s.
The work. Okay.
So again, that kind of adds on a new dimension of now it's 3 bottles during the day instead of 2. Because Kelly was getting home about 3:30, getting done at 3 o'clock, getting home at 3:30, and it was perfect timing. And she could
set it right into the next.
Yep, she could feed the baby, and that was it. So it was just adjusting to that. And that was also at the time when all of a sudden the naps start moving and changing. So it is a lot of you barely get it figured out, and the next thing
it changes on you.
It changes, and you're like, okay, what do we do now? So we did that. Things had been getting smoother and smoother. And then we moved in. Then we just started over that time, especially in the last couple of weeks. There's all these developmental changes. Okay. She is just it's all of a sudden, it's like she's it's like in a video game where you unlock new skills, right? Like it's
new levels have been added.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's like boom. All of a sudden, her facial expression is like now it's just more complex. She's expressing different. You can see that she's either confused or
she's showing her
annoyed
emotion.
or
you can read her face now.
Yeah, she's had just the facial expressions are more there. She's more engaged. She's interested. She's looking at things. She's watching things more critically. She's interacting with stuff. My thing that really if nothing has motivated me more to get myself on a diet than the fact that I will be holding her and she will just reach up and grab my just grab a handful of double chin.
That's the best.
And be like, and I'm like, oh, it's horrible. I just like, oh my God. But it's much nicer when she gets the beard.
Yeah.
Like she'll get in there, but when it's just, I'm just gonna grab your chin chub,
There's
daddy.
so much landscape there. I gotta grab.
It's so
they
squishy.
remind you about every nook and cranny because they will find it and squeeze at it and pull.
Her new thing is when she did it at church the other day. We're at church. And we're in the middle of the creed, and she almost ripped the glasses off Kelly's face. And literally, Kelly's like, she had to stop her. But I
remember those. Yeah, I remember those days.
Thanks again for joining us. We've covered a lot of ground, and there's even more to come, but we're going to close for now. We hope you can join us next week and hear everything else that's been going on with Baby Josie.
And subscribe to this show on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
We'll see you next week. Well, folks, that's another episode of the Gray Hair and Daycare podcast in the books. Thanks very much for tuning in and spending this time with us. We hope it was fun. If you enjoyed this week's descent into the madness of dadness, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any of our future adventures. And while you're at it, give us a like and share the cast with your friends on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Carrier Pigeon, whatever you crazy kids are using. Have any hilarious parenting stories of your own? Questions about navigating fatherhood later in life, or even when normal people do it? Email us at ghdc.podcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to bed.